What if autoimmunity isn't your body attacking itself, but generations of survival still living in your cells? When protection becomes a burden, the body doesn't fail, it remembers. And it asks you to remember deeper truths. In this episode, we explore how inherited betrayal and broken trust can turn defense inward, and how the heart can finally soften its guard. This isn't about fixing your body. It's about understanding why it learned to protect in the first place. Welcome back, beautiful soul. I'm Marci, Lubore, and this is Natural Healing at Your Fingertips, where we explore how the body carries memory and how healing begins when we listen differently, to episode 37 of the Soul Contract of Healing miniseries. This is a series devoted to revealing the truth your body's been whispering for years. Your symptoms are not random, and they are not personal. Some of them are inherited. Today we walk into the most misunderstood territory of them all, the world of autoimmunity, where the heart's old wounds become the body's present-day reflex. What if your autoimmune symptoms aren't a malfunction, but a mirror? What if your body isn't attacking itself, but echoing generations of betrayal, abandonment, broken trust, and the ancestral lesson, I must protect myself from everything because I trust nothing? Autoimmune imprints are not random. They are protective, and they are the body's oldest survival strategy, repeating itself long after the threat is gone. And here's my first beautiful blink. It's a mind-bending truth that will stop the story in its tracks. Your symptoms are not random. They're inherited emotions waiting for someone brave enough to feel them. And if you're here listening to this episode, I already know something about you. You, like me, are the one in your lineage who was born to break the cycle of self-defense so deep it became self-doubt, self-constriction, and sometimes even self-destruction. This is episode 37 of the Soul Contract of Healing miniseries, and today we rebuild the most sacred relationship you will ever have, the one between you and your body. Take a breath with me before we would begin, and place one hand on your heart and one hand on your lower belly. Allow your shoulders to soften and let your jaw unclench. Really let it hang and maybe even move it side to side. Breathe in slowly and deeply into your belly, filling your ribs and your back and your chest. Really big, full breath. And hold it for a count of 2. And now exhale slowly through your mouth. Today's theme is the heart and autoimmunity. The moment the body turned inward because it learned long ago that outward wasn't safe. Today we walk back through the ancestral spirit gate to reclaim trust, safety, and belonging inside your own system. So make time and create a quiet space where you can heal yourself. Before we move any further, let's slow this for a moment, because understanding autoimmunity doesn't begin in the immune system. It begins in memory. It's what the body learned long before language was even available. To understand why the body protects the way it does, we have to look beneath the symptoms and into the emotional inheritance that shape them. Autoimmunity often mirrors ancestral betrayal. And at the energetic level, Autoimmunity is rarely about the organ or the tissue involved. It begins much deeper in the emotional chemistry that's passed through for generations. Things like the fear of being betrayed, the memory of being abandoned by someone who shouldn't have left, the pattern of mothering without being mothered, the "I've got it" hyper-independence that slowly becomes self-erasure, and the belief that vulnerability equals danger. For many women, autoimmune symptoms begin after a moment of profound emotional rupture, when trust breaks, when support collapses, and when the heart tries everything to carry more than it can hold. Your body does not betray you. Your body remembers for you, and it's up to you to listen. Autoimmune conditions often show up in the body as what looks like overreaction, skin that flares without warning, cells that multiply too quickly, rashes that rise with emotions, and outbreaks that follow moments of anxiety or overwhelm. Psoriasis, eczema, allergies, hives, vitiligo. They all carry the same energetic signature: the body responding too loudly, too quickly, to something that may not even be happening anymore, to some chemistry or emotions that may not have even started with you. But this isn't the body acting out. It is the body remembering. What looks like inflammation is often the echo of an old survival pattern, and what looks like reactivity in the body trying to protect you from a danger it once knew. These sensations, these eruptions, these rushes of heat or tension, they are somatic language of a system that learned to defend first and rest later. They are not random, and they are not mistakes. And they certainly aren't proof that your body's turning against you. These are signals of a body carrying too much for too long. Signals of a lineage that never got to finish its healing. Signals of an inner world that's been trying to say, "I've been holding this for generations. Please help me lay it down." Autoimmunity is not your body attacking you. It's your body overprotecting you with instructions written long before you arrived. And now, finally, those instructions are being rewritten through you. Your symptoms aren't random. They're the echoes of ancestors who couldn't finish their healing. Think about that for a second. We come through the womb and we carry things from our mother who was formed in our mother's womb when our egg was formed inside of her. So whatever our grandmother or our great-grandmother or great-grandfather, whomever this came from in generations prior, these are the echoes of ancestors who couldn't finish their healing, and it's passed forward to your body. This is a pivot from defense to remembrance, and this is the turning of the tide. This is where your body becomes a storyteller, not an enemy. You just have to listen in. Spirit Gate, this Heart 7 acupressure point on your wrist, is where you begin to rewrite that memory. And now that you can feel the story your body's been telling, we're going to move from understanding into experience, from this insight into your embodiment. This is where your healing stops being something you think about and becomes something your body can finally feel. So let's move into the medicine. Let's move into the frequency work that helps the heart feel safe again. Let's move into the part of the episode where healing stops being a concept and becomes a lived sensation. We are going to begin where the trust first fractured and where it can finally be restored. Not through effort and not through fixing, but through gentle contact with the heart's own doorway. We open the portal to the heart's safety with the Spirit Gate, which is also known as Heart 7 in traditional Chinese medicine. I call it the Ancestral Guide Gate. Heart 7 is abbreviated as HT7, and it's also known as Spirit Gate. It is one of the most powerful acupressure points for soothing emotional distress, quieting an overactive mind, and calming the heart. These are often called disorders of the spirit. When the heart is unsettled, the spirit cannot rest. I invite you to pause here for a moment and ask yourself first, what unsettles your heart? And does it even belong to you? This point is a gateway, an invitation to return to the wisdom of your own heart. It is also a point of connection with your ancestors, a place where inherited memory and inner knowing meet. I call this point the Ancestral Guides point. It's a place to connect with your ancestors for their guidance and wisdom, and to listen in to receive what was never spoken, but has always been carried. I'll show you how to locate and stimulate Heart 7. Let's do this together. All you really need to do is follow my cues. To locate Heart 7, find the crease of your left inner wrist with your right index finger, right below your palm, on the inner aspect of your hand. Just go to the center of your wrist crease. Good. Now slide your index finger all the way over the crease of your wrist onto the pinky side, right underneath where the bone of the base of your hand and the bone of your arm meet. And right in between this space is a little divot, and that is Heart 7. On your left wrist, over the Spirit Gate, replace your index finger with your thumb and press with your right thumb in a small circular motion, or the gentle push-pull motion that I always guide you with, moving slightly towards your hand, and then slightly towards your arm, and then from side to side. And stimulate this small circular motion. Let's breathe in for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 4. Continue this motion for about another 10 to 15 seconds. Notice the way you begin to feel. Spirit Gate opens the connection to communication with your higher self. This is where the heart begins to trust again. Do this for about another 5 seconds. Now release your left wrist and switch to the other side. Locate Heart 7 on your right wrist in the exact same location, in the exact same manner as we just did. Find the point in the middle of your wrist crease on the palm side of your hand and slide it gently to the edge of your pinky. And the divot between the bone of your hand and the outer bone of your arm is Heart 7. This is your Spirit Gate point on your right wrist. Place your left thumb here and begin the same circular or the push-pull motion. Let's breathe in for 4 counts and exhale through your mouth for 4 counts. Continue this motion for another 30 seconds. Connect with your ancestral line and feel their appreciation for your connection. What are they telling you? Continue for another 5 to 10 seconds and listen in for their wisdom. To close the energy, brush both of your wrists lightly with your fingertips across the wrist crease to seal this practice. Once the gate is open, the body needs reassurance. This is where we move into essential plant medicine, the language of the earth that speaks directly to the nervous system without requiring thought or effort. Something that tells every cell, every nerve ending, every guarded place, you are allowed to soften now. Lavender is a great softener. The frequency of calm that reaches every cell in the body. It doesn't just relax the mind, it literally reorganizes your entire cellular field. When your system has been living in defense mode for years, sometimes even decades, lavender becomes a gentle messenger that whispers, "You can stop bracing now. You are allowed to breathe again. Safety is returning." Lavender is the original calm oil, the oil that speaks directly to the nervous system and coaxes the body out of hypervigilance and back into coherence. If you have lavender with you, or when you can, place a drop of lavender oil on your palms. You can dilute it with your carrier oil and anoint it on the insides of your wrist, and let the oil warm on your skin. Bring your wrists or your palms towards your face and inhale slowly, a 4-count breath in of this lavender floral essence, and a soft 4-count breath out. Feel the scent enter through your nose, into the capillaries, and into your bloodstream. Feel the scent enter your lungs, again into your bloodstream and your cells. Lavender moves quickly. Within seconds, your entire emotional field will begin to settle. If you do not have lavender with you, you can still receive its medicine with me here, right now. Close your eyes and imagine the scent. Imagine its color, a soft violet, forgiving shade of purple. And imagine its warmth moving through your chest and down your arms and into the palms of your hands. Your body does not require the physical oil to receive the frequency of calm. Your imagination carries the same doorway. Lavender teaches the heart how to soften. It teaches the spirit how to return. And it teaches the body that it no longer has to protect from everything. This is why I pair lavender with the spirit gate in this ritual. The gate opens, the oil softens, and the heart remembers safety. And yet some patterns live deeper than touch alone can reach. Some memories are carried in vibration and not sensation. This is where we move into frequency medicine, sound that meets the body before meaning even forms. This is where permission becomes audible and release no longer needs words. 396 hertz is the frequency of permission, and it's the frequency that releases inherited fear. It's the sound that tells the body it no longer has to hold what never even belonged to it. This frequency moves straight into the emotional architecture of your heart, and it softens the layers of shame, fear, and inherited vigilance that keeps the system in constant self-protection. Where anxiety grips, 396 hertz will loosen. And where lineage clamps down, 396 hertz opens. Where the body has been bracing for years, this frequency whispers, "You can put it down now." As the sound vibrates through your field, your chest may even feel lighter. Your breath may deepen in ways you didn't even know were possible. This is not a coincidence. It is literally your heart unlearning the lie that it has to survive everything alone. 396 hertz is the undoing frequency, the vibration that tells your cells they are no longer required to obey the old survival script. You will hear this frequency playing in the background of this episode. And the body hears this tone and begins to reorganize itself around safety instead of memory stored in the cells. It grants permission to release and permission to stop carrying inherited burdens, permission to stop protecting against ghosts of the past that you don't even recognize, permission to stop confusing vigilance with love, permission to stop translating old wounds into new symptoms. 396 Hertz lifts the emotional debris that autoimmunity gathers around the heart. The heaviness, the mistrust, the inner bracing, and it begins dissolving it one layer at a time. So let this frequency move through you as if it were rinsing your lineage clean. Let it vibrate open the spaces where fear once lived. Yours, theirs, or even ours. Let it soften the places where the past still echoes. Whispers from your own life, early childhood events, traumas. 396 Hertz is the sound of your body remembering its innocence, its worthiness, its right to rest, its right to trust. This frequency tells your heart, you are no longer defending the past. You are free to live in the present. So let go. After release comes nourishment. After vigilance comes being held. This is where we move into earth nourishment medicine that's going to restore the heart through warmth, ritual, and care. The heart does not just need space, it needs gentleness. It needs something that feels like being cared for without expectation. With the feeling of a caress with both of your hands across your heart, place them there for a moment and take a nice deep breath. I'm going to share a tea ritual for heart softening with lemon balm, holy basil, and rose herbs. If you have any of these herbs with you, prepare them the way your grandmother might have taught you to make anything sacred, slowly, gently, and without rushing the moment. Here's how I do it. I take a small handful of lemon balm and a pinch of holy basil and a scattering of rose petals and place them into a favorite mug or a tea pot that has an infuser. Pour hot water over them and watch them as they begin to unfurl. The leaves relax and the petals release their color. Watch the steam rising like a prayer answered. If you don't have the tea with you, you can still receive this medicine. Close your eyes and imagine the steam warming your face. Imagine the soft sweetness of rose lifting into the air. Imagine the lemon balm releasing its calming, citrus, green scent. Imagine holy basil, Tulsi, the great mother herb, wrapping you in tenderness. She feels like a warm hug and a cool hand on a forehead. Your imagination is a doorway, and it does carry the same vibration. Lemon balm unwinds the alerts your nervous system has been holding. It's a nervine. It serves the inner flinch, softens the edges, and brings the heart back into a slow, natural rhythm. It's like a big exhale. Holy basil, also known as Tulsi tea, is the mothering instinct that your lineage may never have received. She wraps herself around your system like warm hands on the back of your heart, reminding you do not have to carry this alone anymore. And she restores devotion to yourself. The kind of devotion that says, I deserve ease. I deserve softness. I deserve to be held. And then there is Rose, the soft throne of the heart. Rose is the invitation to return to self-worth, self-love, and the quiet remembrance that your heart was never meant to be armored. Just softened, just seen, just held. If you have the tea, bring the cup to your lips. If you don't, imagine that you do. Feel the warmth and let it meet your mouth. Take a sip. Feel it in your throat, your chest. Let yourself drink as if you were drinking comfort, drinking reassurance, drinking a blessing from the women who came before you and the ones you are healing for. If you are imagining the tea instead, feel the same warmth in your mind. Let the steam touch your skin, and let the scent enter your heart. This is not just tea. This is nourishment. This is mothering. This is the heart remembering how to soften again. This is ritual. Now your body is listening, and your nervous system is quieter. Your heart is no longer braced for impact. This is where we move into ritual and integration, where truth is not analyzed but simply embodied. Your body is soft. Your guard is down. Your heart is receptive. And now, the truth that changes everything. Take a breath with me, because this is where the old story ends. The one who is fighting is not your body. Your body has never been at war with you, not for a single moment of your life. The one fighting is the old identity your lineage used to survive. The one fighting is the past, a past that learned to protect at all costs even when there's no danger left. Imagine that. Autoimmunity isn't your body fighting itself. It's your past trying to protect you in the present. Let that settle. And let that rearrange something inside your chest. Because autoimmunity, in my opinion, is not self-attack. It's an inherited protection pattern that has nowhere left to go. And here is the truest, beautiful blink I have that will disrupt this worldview on autoimmunity. No part of your body is fighting you. Your body is fighting for you, using instructions that were never updated. This is the remembrance. This is the identity shift. Your identity shift. And this is the moment the war ends. Not because your body surrenders, but because you finally understand what it has been trying to say. Do this Spirit Gate Trust Reclamation ritual with me. Pick a wrist. Place your thumb on Heart 7, your Spirit Gate, the Ancestral Guide Gate. And breathe as though you're breathing into the ache your ancestors never had space to exhale. Use the circular motion and the push-pull and feel. And then ask, where did I learn I wasn't safe in my own body? And let what rises, rise. Do not negotiate it. Do not manage it. And do not override it. Simply witness. Here's the truth. Your symptoms are not random. They are ancestral grief rising through your body, asking for release. And whisper, I forgive what my body believed it had to do to survive. I now choose to trust myself. Let's say that 2 more times. I forgive what my body believed it had to do to survive. I now choose to trust myself. Slowly, like a vow, I forgive what my body believed it had to do to survive. I now choose to trust myself. I guide you through one simple ritual, many ways home. One point, one oil, one herb, one healing frequency, one breath, one heart at a time. Each transmission nourishes the collective as it nourishes you. This is the mission, and you are the movement with me. You are always the medicine. And healing, well, healing is the new rebellion. And if each one of us learns one ritual, if I had 1 million people who wanted to download my point for calm and share that with just one more person, we would touch 1 billion people and show them how to turn chaos into calm using nothing but natural healing at their fingertips and love. This is give and take, sharing and caring. Click the Shift from Stress to Bliss link in the show notes and receive my guided audio meditation using the calm point on your wrist. And now, my thoughts on ending the inner war of autoimmune dysfunction. Your autoimmune symptoms are not evidence of a body betraying you. They are evidence of a body trying to defend you with outdated instructions it inherited. Your symptoms aren't random. They're your ancestors asking to be released through you. You are the first in your line with the consciousness to rewrite the instructions. This is your sacred return. This is your homecoming. This is your reclamation of self-trust. I want to expand on the healing lens for autoimmunity. You might also find it supportive to explore other mind-body pathways that help the body release what it's been carrying for years. For many people, that can even include gently acknowledging and releasing adverse childhood experiences or emotional trauma that may still be stored in your body. I mean, come on, let's face it, we've all been through a lot, and we may think we've done the work around things, but our limbic system tells the truth, and our fascia holds our memories. Sometimes these early imprints become patterns that the nervous system continues repeating long after the original experiences have passed. And when we begin to listen to those patterns with curiosity instead of judgment, something powerful happens. The body no longer needs to hold them so tightly. You may also discover that nourishing your body with whole foods and clean, supportive nutrition helps restore the cellular environment where your body can feel safe again. When the body receives the nutrients it recognizes, its entire internal communication and signaling often begin to feel more balanced and supportive. Another layer of curiosity can be exploring how ancestral memories or epigenetic tendencies may be carried forward through generations. These patterns are not a life sentence. They are simply invitations to understand what may have been inherited, whose lives were lived before you, and to realize that we have permission to lay those burdens down. For some people, integrating healing practices alongside the guidance of other practitioners, whether through nutritional counseling, somatic work, trauma-informed care, or supportive wellness practices, they can offer additional support along this autoimmunity journey. If you've been feeling depleted, run down, or stressed in your body and your life, it may be worth exploring what combination of support feels right for you. Healing rarely happens through one doorway alone. Sometimes it unfolds through many gentle invitations that help the body remember how to feel safe again. Because the truth is this: the body keeps the biography of our life. Pain is often the body asking us to read a chapter we skipped. In every moment we live, every stress, every loss, every unspoken emotion leaves an imprint somewhere in our body. And over time, the body's biology begins responding to the biography we've lived. And sometimes the biography that was lived before us may not even be ours. This is why symptoms often appear not as punishment, but as communication. I'd like to even say as communion, connecting us to the women and men that lived before us. The body is not betraying you. It is expressing a story that may have never had the chance to be heard. And the moment we begin listening with curiosity instead of resistance, something remarkable happens. The body no longer has to shout to be understood. And that is when healing begins to unfold. Not through force and not through fighting your body, but through understanding the language it has been speaking all along. And again, if your heart is asking for a gentle next step, I invite you once again to click the Shift from Stress to Bliss in 60 seconds link in the show notes. Let your fingertips give your body the calm it's been craving. And when you feel the softening, share it with someone you love. And before you walk back into the world, choose one playful word to carry in your chest today. A word that reminds your body that healing doesn't always have to be heavy. A word like lightness, or wonder, or liberated. How about luminous? Let this word become the way your heart leads you today. And now ask yourself gently, if my body has been fighting for me all these years, what becomes possible when I finally stop fighting myself? Before we close, place a gentle hand over your heart and the other hand over your lower belly. Feel the quiet there. Feel the steadiness returning. Feel the truth reorganizing itself inside of you. Today, you remembered something sacred. Your body has never been your enemy. It has only ever been your historian, your protector, your faithful witness. And now, finally, it is allowed to rest. The war you thought was inside you was only the past trying to guard what it loved. But you are the one who turned toward that past with compassion instead of fear. You pressed the ancestral spirit gate. You opened a doorway your lineage could not. You chose trust where they had to choose defense. Let this settle into yourselves. The moment you understood your body no longer needed to fight. You ended something ancient today, and you begin something holy. And as you move through the rest of your day, walk gently with yourself. Your heart is relearning safety. Your nervous system is relearning ease. And your lineage is relearning freedom. Every exhale you take from here forward is a reminder. You are no longer carrying this alone. You are building a new pattern, one where your body and your spirit are finally on the same side. I honor the courage it took to remain here and listen in with curiosity. I honor the truth you remembered. I honor the new trust you are cultivating, one breath, one moment, one heartbeat at a time. And if something in you is still curious about what I have to say, not urgent and not pressured, just quietly wondering what your body and your lineage may be ready for next. If your body recognized itself in this conversation, the next step is a 20-minute ancestral healing audit that I do. I offer it at no cost. It's a gentle orientation where we listen together and see what's actually being carried. This isn't about fixing or forcing anything. It's just simply an open conversation, me and you, to help you understand the patterns you've been carrying, what wants to be honored, and where your healing is naturally unfolding. If you feel called, you're welcome to email me at marci@luminoushealing.me, and we'll take the next step with care. And now, let's seal what you remembered today. Make time for yourself. Create space for self-care, and heal yourself with me. When you heal yourself, you heal humanity. And when you share this work, you help awaken another soul who's been carrying the same weight, and give them the tools and permission to lay the ancestral energy down. This is how we create the quantum leap into a world of luminous healing. One ritual, one breath, one heart at a time. This is the mission. You are the movement. You are always the medicine. And healing, well, healing is the new rebellion. Take a breath. Let what was named settle. You don't need to do anything with this right now. Just let your body continue the remembering. I'm Marci Lubore, and I'll see you here next time on Natural Healing at Your Fingertips.